you enter into a most rare configuration in your current now time, bringing with it an energetic of most high frequencies that can be felt and utilised by those who are, shall we say, activated. We speak of the astrological movements that present to you as the wolf blood supermoon and total lunar eclipse on the 20th or the 21st of January 2019, depending on your location on Earth. Up until this point, your culmination points or energy spikes, that which we refer to as portals or stargates, have been powered through or pushed through by mapmakers, wanderers, indigo warriors, and leaders of the awakening path, if you will. They have been pushed through as there has always been a certain interference from service to self factions, like a bleed through from one radio channel to the next, or indeed like walking through a thin fog, if you will. We could use the metaphor of toxic water, that the aware individuals, standing as the wizards, mages and magicians, are able to filter at will. Indeed, the activated pineal gland, third eye chakra network is the energetic filter. What is it that is being filtered? What represents this toxic water? We are speaking here of the inverted systems known to you as the inverted matrix. Those aware ones we speak of, starseeds, lead the way in the changing of the radio stations, clearing of the fog, and filtering of the toxic water. These wayshowers have cleverly and easily navigated, neutralised, and bypassed. This has been done with clarity, knowing, and ease, creating a fast-track conduit as a pathway or accelerated stargate for other aware and activated individuals to follow as they come online. That which occurs in your now time is most different. It is a subtle difference, yet there are those that are empathic with etheric intelligence. These individuals feel these frequencies as clear as a bell. And the bell, if you will, is a most appropriate metaphor for this time. For the calling bell is ringing for you now. The clock strikes the hour, and the message is that it is time. This difference in configuration can be explained thusly. There is no pushing through to be done. This time, there is no bleed through or interference from other radio stations. There is no fog. The waters are pure. The waters are clear. The inverted systems of the inverted matrix do not exist within this eclipse energetic. We are not saying they have dissipated entirely from your third dimensional reality, which is now predominantly fourth dimensional in its configuration and makeup. The inverted systems and matrices are still in place, yet as we have said before, the central core has been destabilized, if you will, and taken offline. The hive mind has lost its central focus, and it is now a case of the left hand does not know what the right hand is doing scenario. This has weakened the dark Kabbalistic system that we refer to as service to self factions, the Illuminati, deep state, controllers, or, most appropriately, the powers that were, or the powers that are no more. Whilst the inverted matrices are not gone entirely, due to the miscalculations occurring, due to the service to self collective flying blind, if you will, the inverted system could not be, was not, and is not set up and in place for this current culmination point, Stargate portal gateway, that is the wolf blood supermoon and total lunar eclipse, 20th, 21st of January 2019. This is not for the want of trying. The dark factions and dark magicians have attempted to come together in collective unison to harness the negative frequencies of service to self polarized Luciferian energy in order to continue to create the dark occult spellings that entrap and control. Yet, through accidental series of events that are in truth synchronicities, they have not been able to gather together the forces needed in order to go ahead with the dark rituals. Those that did move into negatively polarized Luciferian connection were unable to raise the frequency to create the false nets, false trappings, and wolf in sheep's clothing presentations of the inverted matrices, and put them into place in time for the great grand gateway, that is the wolf blood supermoon and total lunar eclipse, 20th, 21st of January 2019. This leaves the energetic pathway clear and clean, pure and organic, symmetrical and fully positively polarized. The way-showers, wanderers, starseeds, light-workers, and enlightened truth-seekers have no opposing force standing in their way, nothing to navigate, bypass, or clear. The pathway is fully open, forward-facing, and locked into progressive, positive momentum. It is a free party, if you will. The house has no oppression, the people have no jailers, and the energetic of liberty runs through every particle in existence at this time in your reality on Earth. What appears to be an accidental oversight and bad timing for the service to self factions is actually the manifested actualization of the starseed collective consciousness on Earth. This has come about due to their collective experiential understanding of the fifth and higher dimensions and their abilities to merge and anchor these frequencies into the third dimensional matter that is Earth's matrix. This, at this time, is an open door. There is no opposing force to close the door before you, to mislead you, or to stand in your way. What we are saying here is that although third dimensional Earth is a reality of polarization, both negative and positive, due to the collective embracing of unity consciousness, it is a positively aligned polarization that spreads through all Earth frequencies at this time. The service to self dark magicians have been able to call upon their Luciferian false king in previous times and merge with him as a deity that is a crowning glory within a hive mind, black box, black cube energy field. The activation of that black box, black cube has created the negatively polarized fields that hold a negative agenda, hive mind, one world government planetary system cut off from the galactic star brothers and sisters. Due to the unification of the 144,000 light warriors on Earth, the black box, black cube has stopped spinning, if you will. There is no more momentum left for the inverted Merkaba that is not a Merkaba, but a distorted false geometry, a wormhole fallen system that has been powered by the repeated consuming of the innocent and the unaware. This, if you will, has been a food source for the hive mind system, and now the food source has been taken away. The innocent have been embraced by the healers, priestesses, elemental queens, and warriors of light, and the unaware have become the aware. The remaining unaware have a guiding light, a beacon to follow, that shall lead them this time to salvation, liberty, and sovereignty, not to the fallen system whereby they hand over the charge of their soul to another. They are able to be in charge of their own fields due to you, starseeds, warriors of light on earth. Now is the time that you reap that which you have sown. It is the seeds of the stars of light that you have sown. So too is it the time that the dark worker factions shall reap what they have sown. That which they have sown is the wilderness of the barren ground, where seeds have not sprouted and trees have not bore fruit. At this time of the great grand gateway, January 20th, 21st, the playing field is yours. There is no opposing team to play against, for the game has already been won. We call this time the collective detoxification, for this is that which you undergo. It is the final detox before the completion of your planet. Yet the final detox, the great grand gateway, sets the stage for a new reality, the manifestation of the change that you, starseeds on Earth, truth seekers and warriors of light, have long desired, hoped for, waited for, and intended. Now this comes to pass. Yet your missions are not yet over, for you now choose the configuration to create at the time of the great grand gateway, the fifth dimensional portal to Gaia. If you choose retribution, anger, revenge, punishment, and an inflated sense of ego due to your winning the game, if you will, you begin to feed the starved dark worker factions once again, so they may fuel the inverted Merkaba that is not a Merkaba and spin the black box black cube. If you choose compassion, forgiveness, joy, togetherness, creativity, and the path to collective ascension, you do not watch the darkness fall and turn your back on it, if you will. You watch the light rise and walk towards it. You focus on the glory of the now moment and the wonder of the future reality. You take action and create the ascension timeline in alignment with all that is you on a collective, planetary, and galactic level. The dark worker hive mind reality will naturally fall away from your view and will live out the reality they have created. Your compassion and forgiveness is not weakness. It is the reclaiming of your own momentum. Compassion powers your Merkaba, and forgiveness clears the skies so you may fly free, with your eyes wide open and your newfound wings stronger than you ever believed possible. The way to access the energy of the Great Grand Gateway and be part of the creation of the new world through the wolf blood supermoon and total lunar eclipse 21st of January 2019 is to work individually and collectively. Meditation or other spiritual practice, creation of the altar, ceremonial high magic, and celebration all have their place. Collectively, you join through your hearts, for you become but one mind through becoming one heart. You join with the heartbeat of Mother Gaia and walk to the beat of her drum, your drum, the Schumann resonance frequency that powers through your cellular system and transforms your DNA, so that in turn you transform your environment and thus the world. At this time of collective detoxification, you may be called to detoxify in your own life, with friends, family, places, events, houses, foods, liquids, thoughts, emotions. Go with this, for this is most natural, as you stand as a replica, mirror image of the earth that is beneath your feet and the star-filled skies above. You are a cosmic being, a galactic being. Detoxification symptoms are not always easy and are often a challenge to go through. Yet rather than run from the detox, you embrace it, for you know it clears your system and brings you into optimum health and healing, so you may express yourself as the greatest version of yourself. This is the match to the environmental energetic, which is that we call the ascension timeline. The wolf, transformed in your mind from the trickster who falsely befriends you so he may consume you, into the powerful, strong, gloriously beautiful wild animal running free. This is the transformation that takes place. You embrace the wolf of your choice at the time of the wolf moon, the constricted or the empowered. The blood supermoon is the match at this time to the fire within the blood, the light of charge, which is the compassion that creates forward-moving momentum, accelerated Merkaba travel, and that which we call Stargate Ascension. For many of you, the show is just beginning, yet for others, it is you taking your curtain call. There is much to unfold at this time of the Great Grand Gateway. There is much that shall occur that you have waited for, longed for, and wished for. Yet remember, all that occurs does occur in alignment with that which you desire and that which you create. You are the grand creatrix of life, of reality, and of all things. And at this Stargate point, your Stargate point, the Great Grand Gateway, Wolf Blood Supermoon and Total Lunar Eclipse, 20th, 21st of January 2019, your creativity is held at your fingertips as the magician holds the wand. The creativity you hold now is your magic, and the gateway is yours to cross. The gateway is indeed a precipice of sorts, and the energy is pure, without opposition, polarized within positive service to others vibration. It is a clear pathway. The door is open, and the great grand gateway is beckoning. Who and what is it that stands on the other side of this gateway? Who is it that holds the beacon of light so high? Why, it is you, dear starseed. You beckon and call to yourself, and you are the beacon. Hold fast, hold strong, and open your hearts as one, bathed in the light of knowing, mastery, and sovereignty at the time of the Great Grand Gateway. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. In this channeled transmission, I enter into an expansive, transformative and activating exploration of interdimensional dialogue, discussing the mechanics of Stargate ascension. This cutting-edge information holds key codes, maps and coordinates for the starseeds on Earth, as they go through this process of DNA reconstruction and regrouping of cosmic memory themselves. The significant codex of information is downloaded to the reader, as they, through this sacred text, are called by the dragon, Excalibur, crystalline light geometry, Atlantis, and the emerald flame. I am so very pleased to present my new book, The Infinite Helix and the Emerald Flame,